everybody. I'm Gilda Cobb Hunter, a member of the House. I represent Orangeburg and Dorchester counties. We're so glad to be here today. We've just got some of our supporters and members, and we're all here to say one thing, y'all. To taxpayers of South Carolina, do you really think it is worth paying us an extra $260 a day each, in addition to mileage and subsistence? Do you think it's worth it to the taxpayers of South Carolina that it's going to cost us almost $60,000 a day to come back here and talk about abortion and banning abortion when we could just as easily have done this in January? And for those of you who say yes, please don't let me ever hear you talk about taxes and wasting taxpayer money. Don't ever let us hear you say that. I've got some of my colleagues who want to address you. I'm going to ask Representative Heather Bauer, then Representative Beth Bernstein to come before you and say what's on their heart. Thank you, Rep. Bauer.
All right.
Thank you, colleague. Hi, I'm Rep. Heather Bauer. I represent House District 75 here in Richland County. Just mentioned, it's costing us a lot of money to be here. And not only is this a complete waste of our time, we've already decided on this back in February. This is a complete invasion of our privacy. Our freedoms are at stake, our personal liberties. This is about making sure that politicians stay out of my family decisions, out of my doctor's offices, and also out of my bedroom. This is about women being forced to carry dead babies to term. This is about 10-year-olds being raped by their father and having to carry that child. This is about women being full citizens in our state. We were brought back here by the governor to fight this ban. Finish the business. So thank you very much.
Hello, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Beth Bernstein. I serve in the South Carolina House of Representatives, obviously. That's why we're standing here today, and I represent a district here in today. In the next few days that we'll probably be up here debating this, we are voting against women. I can't say that more strongly than that. Americans, and more particularly for me, South Carolinians, want abortion access. And yes, I see signs here, celebrate life. I want to celebrate life. I want to celebrate the wife of a mother who is carrying a child, who has a fetal anomaly, and it's a risk to her life to be able to be forced to carry her unborn child when there's no chance that that fetus will survive. And that's the life I want to celebrate, is the women here who we are standing here and trying to protect. A recent Washington Post poll that was just taken this month, 78% of Americans feel that abortion should be left to a woman and her doctor. 78%. Only 18% feel that it should be regulated by law. And we're here for days spending money when only 18% of South Carolinians or Americans want us to regulate abortion. So why are we here debating this issue when we know this is not what we want as women and men? No one, especially the 170 members of the South Carolina General Assembly, who, by the way, are comprised mostly of men, should stand between a woman and her doctor. Banning abortion is not protecting a woman's health, because the health risk of pregnancy are 14 times more dangerous than an abortion. And these are medical decisions that none of us have a medical degree, that should be decided by a woman and her doctor. Choices that pregnant women should be able to make independent of the legislature. Thank you for being here. It's going to be a long day. We have no intention of pulling any amendments. We're going to stand and debate every amendment that we're allowed to. We only have 3 minutes. It has been clotured, but we are going to make it hurt if they're going to force this on us.
Thank you so much. And because we want to make sure that we're in place at 12, because they do have cloture and we are used to parliamentary tricks being played, we want to leave you with 2 questions that we've asked our supporters. One is whether or not you want to continue allowing a vocal minority of voices to dictate the agenda in here. And we see some of those voices saying celebrate life. We welcome those of you with the sign saying celebrate gun violence, which is the #1 cause of death of children in this state. We also say to those of you who are out there in the sound of my voice, if this issue is important to you, if you believe, as over 75% of South Carolinians believe, that the issue of choice is that this will not change unless there are changes in the Senate and in the House. Yes. Our message to those of you out there who this is your #1 issue, you will have a chance come March 16th of next year through March 30th of next year to file to run for office either in the House or the Senate. Make no mistake about it. This is not personal. This is business. We know a lot of you have Republicans who are friends, who are relatives, who are really good people. What we're saying is that if those friends, relatives, and good people voice your position on these issues, then sadly, in the minds of some, they will have to find something else to do with their time. And so we encourage you to do that. We'll very quickly take any questions. Nothing we will do in here is going to change the votes of the people who want to force their position and their choices on women and girls and deny them the opportunity to make their own choices. We know that, but here's what we also know, that nothing easy is worth doing for the most part. If it was hard, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. What we want you to know is that the men and women behind me are not interested in just going along to get along, and these seats don't mean that much to them that they've got to sacrifice their personal positions to go along with the party line. The good thing about being a Democrat is that we've got pro-life Democrats and we have pro-choice Democrats. But the beauty of being a Democrat is that we don't tell people how to vote or we're going to throw them out the caucus. We don't do that. So y'all, we here for the long haul. Let's get rolling, soldiers. Thank you so much. All right, that's it. Thank you.